Welcome to my perspective channel. Earlier I have done corruption video, and if anyone didn't watch that, kindly watch that and then come to this because it is a continuation. And for this we look into the roots of corruption. The officials who opt for corruption actually thinks if even if they might get caught, the acts or the gains of honesty are overweigh the risk of detection. That's why they actually do the same. See, as I have mentioned earlier, there are some principles like oath in office, legal provisions, constitutional principles, organizational goals, and public interest. Apart from all this, there are social norms too, which actually doesn't count as a in legal perspective, and conscience, which everyone actually neglects. This conscience, this is the basic thing which if develops, India shines if there is conscience. In most of the corruption cases, Santanam Committee actually looked upon four important factors. The causes, they are administrative delays. The more the delay, the more the public are prone to corruption. That is, they are obliged to opt for corruption, that is, give money to the public official to get the act done. And over a period of time, government actually assumed too many regulatory functions. With respect to functions and these many functions, it gives scope to discretion too. Because despite having rules and regulations for how to do a certain function, most of the cases, the complex socio-economic scenario in India gives rise to discretion of government servants, and this discretion actually results to corruption. Monopoly plus discretion minus accountability is equal to corruption. And apart from all this, there is some cumbersome procedures that has to be followed by the complainant or the general public, which actually results to corruption. See, let me explain. A poor, illiterate human being entering a government office, and he doesn't even understand the procedure, and his work is getting delayed, and with respect to the discretion of the officer who has to do the duty. So this actually amounts to corruption. That is, this poor illiterate with having a very few amount, that is very less amount in hand, has to give that less amount to the public official to get his work done. There are some very petty crimes actually, that is for very petty simple services like school certificate, land record, birth certificate, death certificate, even for other earlier, they resort for corruption. The plus point in these types of corruptions is the bribe giver is innocent if he gives evidence with respect to the act. Obviously, he is getting exploited and he will give the evidence in most of the cases if the official has no much political background. In such cases, the cases will be filed upon the corrupt officials and the case stands, and the bribe giver is never the guilty. That's a good point, but at the same time, most of these cases go unnoticed. This is detrimental to the poverty. Already, the poor people, with respect to this corruption, becoming more and more poorer. This is called coercive corruption, and there is another called collusive corruption. Simply stating, there the bribe giver and the bribe taker both comes into collusion and a consensus, and the crime takes place. That is the act which is actually illegal takes place, like during the construction or public contract or construction activity, public procurement, anything. They cut the cost, that is the tender, that is the businessman, or you can say construction work, construction company, any company, they actually cut the costs, and they actually violate norms and procedures that are being prescribed by the law. And for this deviance, some share goes to the official, and the cost cutting gives them some profit, and net profit will be of the company, and some profit will be of the government official, and the loss will be for general public, the one who actually utilizes the service, the one who actually consumes that good are the losers here. And this money of the public is getting misused too. in cases like public procurement, that is for public in public interest the government procures the goods. In these cases the public money is getting misused too. And in other cases like construction activities, the public are the one who lose everything in case of any mishap with respect to falling down of a bridge or flyover, like that of thing, due to substandard material that has been used. And during inspection, despite being knowing all these facts, the official who gives approval to such construction activities, this all comes under collusive corruption. These actually are the disastrous events. This what you say, the negative impact of the collusive corruption is more than the coercive corruption, but the coercive corruption is easy to prove because bribe giver gives testimony in such cases. In collusive corruption, actually, it's not the same because the profit is being shared by both the official and the businessman. With respect to coercive corruption, it's very offensive, and the recommendations or suggestions I make is for every government activity or service there should be 2 to 3 agencies that has to provide the service, and the ratings has to be given by public. Payment to the officials should be linked to the number of files moved or number of citizens they have responded to. The work done should be proportional to the salary, or you can say the salary should be proportional to the work that has been done by the officials. And the incentive should be given accordingly with respect to the performance, that is ratings by the public or the work that is done. Everything should be counted, and the better the rating, the better will be their payment or salaries, and the better will be their visiting by the public. That is, public will go to those agencies to avail such services, be it pub, food FPS shops or be it any government office where public goes for availing certificates or any schemes. There should be 2 to 3 government offices and 1 private office, and the rating is to be given transparently, and citizen charter has to be displayed, and this will reduce the regulatory functions, that is centralization of regulatory functions and the discretion of one public official, and there will be 2 to 3 officials, and we have to also eliminate cartelization type of activity, that is all the officials coming into sync and doing corruption. And there should be a transparent grievance redressal committee. This is the video, and do comment the same if you feel like, and thanks for watching.